Ben lies still on the floor. Mia's fist frozen where it made contact. She pulls it back and stares between it and us. She knows it was a mistake. Her low impulse control had finally gotten the better of her. Aye. Ben shudders on the ground. His glasses lie snapped in two parts, and he fruitlessly tries sticking them together like jigsaw pieces. As someone who's had a big glasses moment in his life. Also, I once had, like, I picked up my glasses, and, like, one of the lenses was just missing? And I was like, wait a minute, something's wrong. It's just the weirdest moment of my life. And then I find it on the ground in one piece. There it is. It's just not in the glasses anymore. Don't know how that happens, but it does. But it did. It also happened right before I was going to attend something where having long range vision would be nice. I had to use an old pair. Wasn't great. I wouldn't even know where to find an old pair right now, so I'm fucked if that ever happens again. Poor guy. Oh, Ben, are you alright? You know I didn't mean that, okay? My glasses. Hey, let's get you out of here. No one can see you like this, right? No one. You two, if you ever tell what you saw here, I will personally. Ben. Scala opens the curtain right where we're at, lit up by a spotlight aimed at that spot. That's why it's called a spotlight, Inco, because it's aimed at spots. Also, the history of spotlights and the technology behind. Wrong point. We'll talk about limelights another time. Goodness gracious, I've been looking all everywhere for you. Where have you been? Did you forget about the memorial? Mrs. Scalar, no excuses. Holy shit, Mrs. Scalar. You know, Mrs. Scalar, you do know that if you put him out there in this condition, Ferris will personally get up on that stage and do to you what Mr. Spears does to people on the regular, right? You are out that fucking roof window before you know it. Scalar grabs Ben by the shoulder and ranks him through the curtain. All right, now we can get... Finally, Jesus. Please, we don't need another person dying today. There's still a sizable crowd. Any murmurs clears out into dead silence as everyone gawks. Weird realization of the day that is that Hatoful boyfriend Holiday Star had bothered to make entirely new human assets just for one short episode. Hey, kudos for them for having art assets. I found it funny that Mia's looking at... She's looking at Olivia. Scalar, your jeans! There's still a sizable crowd. Any murmurs clear out into dead silence as everyone gawks. Oh, fuck. Scalar jerks her head back to the gap in the curtains and rips it wide open. We're exposed to the bright stage lights, and Scalar rips her gaze between Olivia, myself, the broken glasses, and the person trying to hide them. I understand that this might be the moment we're supposed to be like, yay, Mia gets her comeuppance, but for Ben, this is emotionally devastating. Like, for a guy who before was characterized by picking himself up when he was brought down, having him on the ground, broken, injured, and he doesn't bounce back is like the thing that will haunt him for a long while to come. Not Mia. She's caught like a deer in the head. That's just the spotlights, man. She's blinded. You have sunglasses. Ben's fresh wound is bleeding bright red. It's actually slightly bruised in this one. It drips onto the floor below. When he whimpers in pain, Mrs. Scalar finally looks back at him and fully takes in his condition. The droplets splattering is deafening. The audience's eyes are on me. Why did you... The problem I feel with this is that the layout of the backstage kind of makes it such a weird situation when you really get down to it. Like, it can't be that big, right, for this whole lengthy conversation. Mia, are you mad? Benjamin, you stay right here. I'll go get you some help, okay? Preferably before Mr. Ferris fires me over this. And then you hear it in the back. It's that Sprocket guy going from the Jetsons. There's a fucking timely reference for you. And he's like all the way from the back, Mrs. Scalar, you're fired! And the sheer raw girth of his voice ejects her out the window. Whoosh. Team Rocket's blasting off again, right into the moon. I'm just trying to postpone the fact that the situation is incredibly awkward, and I'm feeling it. Ooh. Seriously, though, there's a whole audience down there that is seeing Ben at like one of his lowest moments. People want to call it cringe, but cringe feels so rude and crude. It is sheer humiliation. Nothing more. He simply whimpers more as our principal practically leaves off the stage in search of someone. Why doesn't the principal have, like, first... Someone around us should know that, right? Liz seems like the kind of type to have, like, first aid training, actually. Maybe Damien, just because of Vinny. 1,000 calculations run through her. Judging by the worsening, drained expression, none of them are good. There are murmurs in the crowd. Our peers are talking amongst one another, pointing and questioning. Slowly, the low din of words grows louder, voices raising as their words turn toward the stage. They all got to see the violent climax of a play otherwise unseen, and were left wondering how to process it. He okay? There's blood. Did she? Of course she did that. What's her problem? Finally, the questions turned to accusations, all directed at the red dino girl. So cruel. Well, that's uncalled for. A total bitch. Fucking abusive. That word clicks with her and she starts to move. Ben? I can't do this anymore. She starts yelling. She starts yelling. Loud enough that it carries to the other end of the room. Oh, it is a play. What? I'm sorry, but any funny comments I was going to make are overtaken by... I can't take this abuse anymore. Just look at me. You made me like this all those years. Making me put up this act. Doing your dirty work. Harassing all the students you don't want to deal with. Do you think I want to hurt people? I thought you loved me. I don't want to do your dirty work. I can't do it. All of this. Because you can't have people knowing about your condition. Mia, no, please. Mia yanks out an orange bottle from a purse. The rest of the color drains from Ben's face as we hear the rattling of pills. He falls to his knees. Mia, please. You're a fucking psycho. And I don't want these anymore. You're a liar. And you ruined my life enough. She throws the bottle at the floor. The contents scatter in 100 directions, all across the floor. Ben doubles over, covering his mouth. Now, everyone knows. Mia has tears streaming down her face. She starts towards the exit. Ben on antipsychotics? I'm sorry to tell you, but I imagine that for most people, like, antipsychotics immediately gets the bad image. We'll let the story play it out, okay? No way, that's a bunch of bull! Then what are those pills? I like how Inco and Olivia have just stayed out of the frame so far. I mean, to be fair, Inco is dressed like a stagehand, and Olivia looks like she's supposed to be the next part of the play. The bottle rolls over to me. I don't know why, but I pick it up. I can't pronounce what's supposed to be inside, but I can read Ben's name printed clearly on the label. They're antipsychotics. So that's it. That's horrible. Bennett betrayed her when he didn't do her bidding. She had to tighten his leash by keeping it from him, to remind him who was in charge and to keep him from making the same mistake again. Mia, I love you. Don't go. Stay away from me, you freak. I'll do anything. He reaches out for her. Mia! Oh, wow, that's a really awkward scroll, actually. Mia ignores him. The floor vibrates from the unmistakable sound of Ferris slumbering over. In spite of his size, the massive older man cuts Mia off. Why is that in spite of his... Oh, because he's moving fast, that's the idea. I mean, the problem is that cutting someone off size isn't to be seen as a positive. Antipsychotics! Okay, let's fucking talk about antipsychotics. Let's talk about antipsychotics. You can take them for a lot of fucking shit, alright? Alright? They're used for a bunch of stuff. But they're mostly used to help treat psychosis, which can be things like hallucinations, delusions, paranoia, or your brain being funny in unpleasant ways. It is commonly, I think the common, like, if you ask a random person, they'll say, like, schizophrenia, or I think some people might even answer, like, psychopathy, but psychopathy is not treated that way, if I know. I think it's also used for bipolar disorders, because it has mood stabilizing effects, because, it shuts off the funny parts in your brain. I think there's like a whole bunch of stuff about it, but basically it can have a bunch of reasons. It's not great. You don't want to take them, but you know, if you need them, you need them. Wait a minute. Wait a fucking minute. Wait a goddamn minute. You gotta be fucking shitting me. Hot ziggity. I'm not gonna talk about what I just saw, but that's something I need to ask someone some questions about, I think. Here we go. Oh, here I got the Wikipedia thing. We got schizophrenia, schizoaffective disorder, bipolar disorder, psychotic depression. Oh, psychotic depression. I mean, to be fair, psychosis. That's what psychotic usually refers to in that context, I think. Treatment-resistant depression. Holy shit. Sorry, your depression's not holding up. We're gonna take out the... Sorry, I don't mean to make fun of it. Mental illnesses are terrible. Because when your brain doesn't work the way it's supposed to, that's, in my opinion, one of the worst things that can happen. Because your brain is everything you really are. Your thinkies. All that you are is your thinkies. Oh boy. Those are some unpleasant common side effects. Above 1%, up to 50% incidence for most... Ugh. Ugh. Anyway, that's enough of that. First, it's Fang going nuts in E1. Now Ben turns out above... Listen, a lot of people, if they are properly medicated and treated, and they receive help, and people with schizophrenia, and people... If it works, they can be just like normal people. They are... I'm not going to be the guy who say they are normal people, because if they stop getting their medication, they stop being normal people fairly quickly. Don't pretend otherwise. But in those circumstances, they're just like normal people. They can be fairly ordinary. Fang was just like a really bad situation that slowly but surely just drove her over the edge. I think that's just insanity. It's just like Fang had a mental image of reality that no longer reacted to reality itself, which I guess is whatever. We're not here for mental illness talk. We're here about the fact that this giant man is about to give us what we want. Oh, fuck. I believe we need to talk, Miss Moretti. But I'm the one being abused. You threw away a man's pills, Miss Moretti. There are few things a man of my stature cannot tolerate. 1, not taking my diabetic pills before eating dinner. And 2, is when my wife holds my pills away from me, saying I should cut back on desserts. It's all in good fun, you know, but still. He reaches out to take her by the shoulder, but she ducks low. His grass barely grazing her, she bolts past him, shoulders to backstage. Stop going backstage! And just like that, she's gone. I mean, she probably has to go to school. They know where she lives. She has a tough time avoiding this for long. Scale returns to the stage with a first aid box in hand. Shouldn't there just be one? There's probably one backstage. But why did she jump off stage? Like, there should be a first aid box backstage. It's just like the obvious place to keep such a thing. She retakes the mics, her troubled words tumbling freely. I'm so sorry about that. We had planned to have some eulogies in honor of Yadakan, but, Scale is pretty deflated after all the commotion. Where's Ben? And Ben? I can allow abuse, but trashing the school, I draw the line. Come on, man. I can tolerate mentally abusing students. I can tolerate you beating the shit out of the class president. But anything that costs this school money, Miss Moretti, we will not take kindly to money problems. He takes out a fucking ledger. That's his brawl ultimate move. Smash move? Oh, whatever it's called. I forgot. And Ben? Where did Ben go? Olivia tugs at my arm. She points to the side. We've been assaulting up to the... You didn't say anything. And you're not Anon. You don't mumble to yourself, do you? Or we're going to get that reveal again. Because that'd be kind of weird. Is that just a thing humans do at that point? And Ben is sogging off to the hallway. Miss Halford, would you... Looks like you're the only one left. Would you like to say a thing or two? It's fine if you don't. It's a mess. The audience is not prepped for anything, so... Sorry. Olivia looks to me. Her eyes are filled with determination, sending me a silent signal. Of course, Mrs. Skater. I'll speak on behalf of Ben, too. Olivia looks pointedly at me, waving me to go on after Ben. Nodding, I take the med box from our principal and follow after our injured friend before he too can escape from view. Hello, everyone. I'm going to say a few things about our old art teacher, Mr. Yadakan. Oh, thank God. I don't need to see that. Because we're not physically present to hear it. Walking after him, Olivia's words filled the now quiet hall. Mr. Yadakan was more than an excellent instructor. I always saw him like a father figure of sorts. wanting to do right by me and the rest of the students. I recall all the time I spent with him, teaching me everything he knew, doing his best to guide me, not only as an artist, but as a person too. I'd gotten so caught up in my own worries that I couldn't see all the wonderful things around me, stuck within the stupid walls I had erected, made from pity and self-loathing. He'd been the one to make me free from those walls. He helped me become a better person, because he believed in me just like he believed in all the students. Yadakon teaching his class? Are you silly? Mr. Yadakon believed in the best of people, and I finally realized what Mr. Yadakon's life work was. Not any painting, photo, sculpture. It was us, his students, helping us become better people. Mr. Yadakon, thank you. You're a wonderful teacher. I mean, he kind of still is, ain't he? Ben sits on the ground in front of the memorial. He's not crying, but he's unresponsive. He's in shock. I guess I would be too. This has to be his worst case scenario. Hey, I set the first aid kit on the floor by him and sit as well. It goes unopened. Ben just stares at the painting on the wall. Sure don't want to dab a little iodine on there? Is this us? Yeah. It's good. Oh, by the way, it's impressive that of all the things I've been spoiled on, Beat Up Ben is not was spoiled on at all. Oh, hang on. I fish out the bottle from my pocket, the few remaining pills clattering as I pass it over. He takes it, stares on the content before downing the last dose. So, I'm not going to talk about this, Inco. Alright. With respect to Ben's wishes, I stay silent, and Mr. Yadakon smiles down at us from his picture. She's been able to do something like this. Meanwhile, I'm just running around making things worse for myself. I look at the ignored first aid kit. He follows my glance and grimaces. Does it hurt? It feels better than what's inside. I'm probably only talking now because of the adrenaline. I don't feel like crying anymore. I just feel empty, like throwing up. Now everybody knows. I wonder what the relationship really was. Like, when did it get bad in those 4 years? Because since freshman year, it's got like 4 years of you know. Merge the layer cronk. Wrong layer. Oh man, it's Controllo del Gufo. I love that one. Owl control. 1, 2, 3, 4. Owl control. Hoot hoot. I'm sorry. I tried, you know. All the social classes, all the times I forced myself to be a social person. I even noticed how well you get along with. I've noticed how well you get along with everyone. I did everything right, and now it's all for nothing. Their colors are way too similar, and their names are of similar lengths. Again, it throws me off. I don't think they'll care. I mean, you're literally graduating this year. You've already become student president. Like, what the hell can they really do? Will they? Tell me, do you see me the same way after hearing the word psycho? No, it's owl control. 1, 2, 3, 4. Owl control. Hoot hoot. Ba 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 da ba 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 da ba 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 ba. Does anyone else? It's just natural. It can be the mildest thing in the world, but the label does not discriminate. Even with all the good professions I've made over all the years, I'm a threat. I might as well just drop out and finish high school online. You're my friend still. I mean, are you? You barely hung out to what the player knows. Like, you had a project together. We saw nothing of it. Like, come on. You can't just do this. And you're Olivia's friend. No, he's not. Am I? Am I? Given time. We just sit a while staring at the painting. Listen, all that's going through my head right now is to write that stupid, like, Olivia wakes up, and it's the Drakengard E ending. I'm pretty sure the time that doesn't even work out for the Grimoires. Because I'm pretty sure those were, like, made after a while. Wait, because Gestalt and Replicant have different... What? It was born in 2014. When was the chlorination event? I think around that time, right? Yeah, 2003. So that means this guy was born afterwards. Yeah, I can't use it. Because he would have been 10 years old. This would have been way into that. But when has that ever stopped me? I'm just going to shake my little booty. Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. Shake your booty. Shake your booty. Oh, no, wait. The prologue of Nier is in, like, 2000-something. Right? Yeah, he would have already been the Grimoire by then. So I can do it. Why am I... The weirdest fucking shit that just... My mind. It just doesn't... It wants to be anywhere but here. Anywhere but here. Why do they keep calling it a white book? It has a black cover. Is it the pages that matter? I guess it's the pages that matter. Yeah, because Noir has black... Whatever. Not the time, Safi. You know, little Trudon? I took Olivia there. She loved the place. Got us out some fancy Asian paints for this. He nods. Earlier, I told it there wasn't any big reason I did what I did. That was a lie. You look at her and instantly know her whole deal. For better or worse, she can't hide what's wrong with her. But someone like me? You had to be told. That means that as long as I hide it... Oh, God, he's one of those people. He's one of those people that's trying to pass, but you're technically the same. If I ever seek help, it just outs me. Oh, that's just worse. That hurt. Seeing her just so actively refuse it, take it for granted. One thing just that... Oh, so that's his real reason. Is that he was like, listen, Olivia, I wanted you should have it vicariousness. One thing just led to another. It was stupid. Thinking you think it's empathy, but it's projection. That's just how feelings are, Ben. I notice my friend is looking less tense now. So about Mia. I don't want to talk about Mia. She's gone. She was always telling me that when she graduated, she'd get out of this dump. I was hoping she wouldn't. Hoping maybe she would take me with her. I already know she's gone. She's booking it across state line as we speak, see? Ben shows the lock screen of his phone. The most recent message is from Mia. Yo, sorry, I'm going. He sighs. 4 years. I loved her. He plays with the broken halves, the glasses he picked up. It would have been easier to just have one without the glasses than to make it broken. Come on. It carries... at times, it really does feel like the art department and the writers were not talking as much as they should have. That's just not great for a visual novel, when that's like the two halves you really got to match. Music's generally on point. Weird spots, but mostly works. He said he didn't want to talk about it, and I won't pry. Inco, the man who doesn't talk about anything. We just sit. The Atacount's warm smile seems a bit brighter from his frame on the wall. It's like that scene from the Mr. Bean movie. Why the hell are you talking about the Mr. Bean movie? Inco, I have never seen that movie. It is older than I am. And then Inco's like, oh, I feel so old all of a sudden. God damn. Hold on. So for those who don't... Oh my fucking God. Okay, listen. Listen. I think it's this one. So the Mr. Bean movie. The Ultimate Disaster Movie, or Mr. Bean the movie. He goes... Oh, it's London? No, he goes to Los Angeles. And there's like Whistler's mother. And he fucks it up. And for some reason, that just reminds me of this stupid fucking picture. The Mr. Bean movie is 1997, my man. Jesus. The movie is 27 years old. Who the fuck is gonna watch this? Nowadays. I had the VHS, though. Oh man, as an original score, because original scores used to be the thing. Nowadays, everything is like, oh, we just contracted a bunch of music from nowhere. Blech! Who needs leitmotifs and fucking music that fits the scene when you can just set the whole scene to the music? So we sit. Yadakon's warm smile seems a bit brighter from his frame on the wall. For some reason, this strange British man showed up and made a mess of it by smudging the paint, but I can't complain. It was very funny when he did it. Don't know why Yadakon's frame is behind laser protection, but hey. I wonder if he would be happy with how everything turned out. I think he would. It was long and painful, but we finally made it. Inco, we're not even done with the first semester. We made it. We're at the end. Inco, we haven't even done final. We're all the way at the end, ready to go. Hell, we haven't even had the midterms yet. Ah, yes, we're at the end, about to become real adults in the real world. Inco, please. Yeah, Eastern Europe is weird like that, I've heard. I'm gonna say it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Owl control. Hoot hoot. I just like it. I don't even think it's in the actual video Control de Gufo, but hey. Oh. Became the people he aspired we'd be. Everything. I mean, I think that Iadakon would say that he doesn't aspire you to be anything. He's like, hey, listen, just become whoever the fuck you want to be and good people. And it's okay for me. I don't have anything in mind. I mean, that's why he destroys the painting from Olivia, isn't it? Because he wants her to just stop being who I want you to be. Stop being who this picture tells you to be. Find yourself, buddy. Everything that's happened led up to here. Whatever, through resolving old grudges or finally escaping a whole situation, things are changing. Once we leave the room, our new lives start. Do you know, I feel for Johnny Depp. God, why do you have to bring up Johnny Depp, Ben? I just feel for... Oh my god, we are not talking about who was in the right or the wrong. It was Johnny Depp who was being abused. Yeah. Listen, I watch a lot of essays. Yes, and those essays are wrong. And it's like Ben gets another black eye. And Inco's like, man, another timeline version of me feels very good right about now. Once we leave the room, a new lives start. Which will happen because security tells you to fucking leave. You're pretty sure you're past 10 p.m. at this point. But for now, we can wait in transit just a bit in the liminal space of our lives. Ben's like me in a lot of ways. I remember seeing him earlier this year, effortlessly turning social to like 1 in his favor. But I struggled to do anything without someone's approval or attention. Looks like he couldn't either, and that's something Mia used against him. Could I have ended up like that? Yeah. That's exactly... Oh my god, this makes Mia being involved in ending 1 all the... Mia being involved in ending 1 clicks into this so... After so long, I get a message. You still there? Yeah. Oh, that is a smear on this. E1 Inco is like, yeah, and it's the best shit ever ending for Inco. What are you talking about? Ben notices unwanted. I'm not keeping you hid. You can go. You're gonna be alright? Well, my right home is gone. I'll need to call my family. I meant with everything else. I don't know. Probably not. I probably finished processing all this soon enough. But thanks for talking with me. There is space with us. There's space with us. We can take it back. I stand up slowly. When Ben doesn't, I hold my hand out to him. I roll my eyes and smile. Ben, I'm offering you help. He stares at my palm as though I'd pull it away any second. Ben's hand shakes as he holds it up towards me, but doesn't even attempt to grab my hand. So I grab his wrist and pull. Once Ben is on his feet. Once more, Ben is on his feet. That reads awkwardly. Once and now, do not. Once more, Ben is on his feet. Ben is on his feet. Like, once and now don't feel like they belong in this. They're the same kind of causality you're trying to imply. Thankfully, more steady than when he walked here. Alright, man, let's get you home. And don't bleed on the goddamn chairs. I can't afford the dry cleaning bill. I need the deposit back. The year's 20XX and Battlefiel Boyfriend Mirror finally releases. Cloaker comes from a timeline I don't even want to think about right now. I never even played that game. I just hear a lot about it. 1 hour of Dust Bowl. Dust research. Man, Uncle Dane is living up the fact that they got rid of a lot of bots in TF2. Final Fantasy 14 has a tabletop RPG? What? Ugh. I come from the universe where you can get Goodbye Volcano High Lego figures, which to me implies that that version of Goodbye Volcano High is better, or at least good enough. Which I'm jealous. I'm not jealous about the Lego, primarily because I know that Lego isn't what it used to be, is my problem. I liked Lego when it was a little chunky monkey. But I come from an era when everything was a little chunky monkey. It's rare that plastic follow the same rules. The issue with how to avoid boyfriend is that you have to go through 12 okay stories to get to the actually... That's terrible. Whatever the fuck happened to cut to the meat, cut to the chase. Just before I exit the room, I take one look back at our teacher. Mr. Yadakan, thank you for everything you've done. We exit the room and walk towards Olivia, who's waiting by the entrance to the convention center. The rest of the place is in full cleanup mode. All the lights are on and the staff are lugging around all the decorations to be stored away. One is especially upset that he has to fucking clean the blood.